Hello and welcome to the eCarExpo 2025 here in Norway. European cars, Chinese cars and American cars in one expo. It's very interesting. There are some innovative cars here today that I'm very excited to take a look at, especially some fast charging cars from China. We have the Tesla Cybertruck even, and a ton of other cars, and the Renault 5. So join me for a full tour of the eCarExpo 2025, one of the largest EV only auto shows in Europe. Let's start off with a quick glance through the German cars here, and specifically the Audi Bus GTX, which is Europe exclusive. And what I mean by that is that the GTX styling is Europe exclusive, because you also get the all-wheel drive Audi Bus in the US. So this is the 7-seat option. It's also available in 5-seat and 6-seat configuration. The rear seats back here is very easy to remove, so I would recommend going for the 7-seat option. At least in Europe we have more options than in the US. We also have one of the largest, okay, that didn't want to open, that's fine, trunk lids ever built in a car. Anyways, this is the Audi Bus, and it's one of my favorite vehicles of all time actually. It drives amazing, and it's lacking a lot of technology, and that's an issue with the German cars in general. Sales numbers for the Audi Bus in Norway has been pretty okay, but it's quite an expensive vehicle, and I would say we have like hard plastics many places in the car, which kind of sucks for the price really. When looking at the Chinese competitors over there, they have way better materials at the price. But the driving of the Audi Bus is amazing. It's a large van, this is a long wheelbase option, and I don't know what else to say about the Audi Bus. It's just one of my favorite cars, regardless of the lack of technology. The infotainment is much better than before, I have to mention that. Early on in Volkswagen cars, it was a disaster. The ID.4, I won't go over the ID.4 since you probably have that in the US, and in Europe everyone has seen the ID.4. This is the ID.3, this is the 2022 or 2023 facelift. This is a rear-wheel drive car, also built on the MEB platform. It's a small hatchback, I believe. There we go, manual, rear trunk, fantastic fun little car, rear-wheel drive, so quite fun to drive. I don't know what else to say about the ID.3. Quite a fun little car that's Europe exclusive. And here we have the ID.7 Touring, which is a station wagon. The ID.7 was recently cancelled for the US market, which kind of sucks. Here you can see that it's a station wagon with a lot of trunk space. It's quite a long car, it's comfortable, it's one of the most luxurious Volkswagen products in their lineup. So here you can see the trunk space, quite a lot of trunk space, and still has the same infotainment and technology as the new Audi Bus that I showed you over there. So yeah, that's the ID.7, and of course a tow hook for towing a trailer. I think you can tow quite a lot with this car, for being an electric car, of course. Let's move on to the more premium Germans, and here we have the Audi A6 Avant e-tron, which is a stunning car in my opinion, also a station wagon. And I just sat in this car yesterday, and it actually feels like sitting in a station wagon. It has the largest charge port door known to man, and it's built on the premium platform electric, same as the Q6 e-tron and the Porsche Macan, same platform. which is quite interesting. But it still feels like driving, or at least sitting in a station wagon, not an SUV. So that's nice. It feels a lot wider than the ID.7, for example, which is built on an entirely different platform. Yeah, let's move around to the rear so we can see the rear of the A6. Also a tow hook, of course, and a lot of intricate lighting that Audi always has on their cars. Here is the Q6 e-tron. This is the Sportback version, which means that we have sloping rear roof, still a large charge port door, but not as large on the A6. Charge ports on both sides. You have AC and DC on one side, and then AC charging only on the other side. I think this one, the reason for AC charging on both sides is that you can charge curbside, which is nice. Let's move over to the star of the show, really, XPENG. So they have their new X9, which is a minivan, and it's amazing. I think they need to unlock. Yeah, they need to unlock it first. So let's move on to the XPENG G9, which is quite popular in Norway actually. I see a lot of these on the road. This one is a larger SUV. They also have the G6, which is a direct Model Y competitor, which I will take a look at later. This one has great charging, 800 volt architecture, great materials inside. Let's take a look here. Okay, they have put a lot of stuff in the rear here. Anyways, great materials, and it just feels very nice. So I'll jump in the driver's seat here, so we can take a look inside as well, which is nice. So yeah, the materials just feel great. This feels like metal, for example, and there are no hard plastics anywhere in this interior of the G9. And yeah, even a passenger screen that's only visible when you are on the passenger side. You have wireless phone chargers. Of course, you have just a ton of. It feels great in here, which is very nice. There are no hard plastics even down here, which you know, the Germans always have hard plastic down here, even in their premium cars. This one does not. I think the seats are heated and ventilated on both sides, if I'm not mistaken. Let's adjust the seat to my seating position here. There we go, and then I'll try to sit in the rear for you. Tons of space here. I'm 176, by the way, for comparison, and you have a huge glass roof. And this car is a little bit more expensive than the Model Y in Norway. I'm just using comparisons with the Model Y because that's the most sold car in Norway, so it's easy for me. But it's a way more premium interior experience, even over the new Model Y that we will check out very soon. I think they unlocked the X9 now. Here is the XPENG X9, and it's a minivan. So you have amazing luxury, 330 kilowatt charging. You have enough range, I would say, and also rear wheel steering, at least on this one. I don't know if the all-wheel drive variant will get rear wheel steering just yet. Heated, ventilated, massaging seats in the front and in the rear as well, with a large screen where you can play, for example, Mario Kart. And you also have a third row, which is nice. And tons of space. This car is over 5 meters long, so now the seats are not up. I think Anyways, there is a third row behind here. But these are luxury seats, really, with massaging in the rear, and you have the screen that comes down from the top right there. So that's very, very nice. And you can see that we have the screen down for people to actually play or watch movies and stuff like that. So this is perfect for the kids. And you actually, in the rear here as well, you have a heater for your beverages, and this is just insane luxury, and it's the largest screen I've ever seen in a car. I believe it looks like TV. This one is large as well, not as wide as the BMW i7 screen, but still pretty great. Wireless chargers, fully adjustable seats, heated, ventilated and massaging rear seats, and you have these trays for eating, the most premium trays I've ever seen. And it's quite long, it's over 5 meters long, but according to the guy that daily drives this to test in Norway, it comes to Norway, by the way, it's confirmed for Norway. It's super easy to maneuver due to the rear wheel steering, but it's quite long. It's an absolute huge beast of a car, and this one is definitely a minivan. Okay, let's move on to the XPENG G6. This one is a direct Model Y competitor. Here we go. I'll close the door, and it feels similar to the G9, but it's absolutely fantastic materials again here. Here we have actually hard plastic, so this shows that this is a cheaper model than the G9. It has great charging, it has a good range VLTP, I think around 500 kilometers VLTP range, and it's priced very similarly to the Model Y. And the sound system is good as well, which is very cool. Of course, it's an electric car, so you have tons of like optimizations for space, but there is no front trunk on this one, I think. Let's check it out. Electronic door release. I don't know where the manual door release is. No front trunk, which is actually usual for Chinese cars to have no front trunk. Let's move on to another Chinese brand. So the Zeekr X is the more affordable offering. I think this one is built on the same platform as the EX30. At least it looks very similar in size to the EX30. It's a little bit more roomy inside, and it has these very, very interesting door handles. You just go inside here and pull out. Very cool. Let's see if we can take a look inside. And you have like an NFC card reader there for unlocking the car, of course. And it has a super interesting interior, this Zeekr X. So it's not a lot of space in the rear seats, but probably enough for most people. Fantastic software from Zeekr. You can see here that everything is translated to Norwegian here, which is can be a little bit annoying for you. But anyways, it's a snappy software experience, even in this cheapest Zeekr here in Norway. They have intricate design details. Look at the window switches, super cool. The steering wheel feels great. Again, great materials, but here we have hard plastics again down here, which is my measurement of quality apparently. And but everything else just feels nice. This is soft, like you can see. It's absolutely nice. And you have a dark headliner. This Tesla needs to take note of this dark headliner. Why do we still have the municipality gray roof in the Teslas? This one is so much nicer. It's Alcantara everywhere here. The speaker grills are probably plastic. They feel like metal. And we have a glass roof. So this is a small hatchback, of course. What else do we have here? We have a hook for a bag, I think, and then 27 watts and 60 watts USB-C ports, which are labeled actually. Cool. Yeah, I think the seats are also, let's see here. Yeah. Oh, wow. There we go. So heated and ventilated driver's seat, heated passenger seat, nice. That's included. A very, very strange door release there, which makes sense. Here is the Zeekr 001. This one is built on the same platform as the Polestar 4. Also, I need to mention that this is Zeekr, which is under the Geely umbrella. And the Geely, under the Geely umbrella, we also find Polestar and Volvo. So, let's open the door here. This one is a more luxurious experience. And honestly, it feels even more luxurious than the Polestar 4 from what I remember. But we will check out the Polestar 4 soon, so you can also make up your mind. Alcantara everywhere, everywhere. Still hard plastics down here. So this is not the most luxurious Zeekr yet. And we have Alcantara here. Fantastic dark gray headliners. Again, snappy software, which is intuitive. It's built the same way as Tesla does it, with all the settings down here and like a car symbol. So they are clearly taking inspiration from Tesla, but they also have this kind of dashboard thing. Yeah, now we connect. So not the snappiest map, but I would say better than many legacy automakers still. So this is the Zeekr 001. I would say that this is not my favorite type of interior, but I think it's cool that they make something unique. So here you have tons of like rose gold accents everywhere, and here as well, and you have some LED lights inside there, like you can see. Very, very interesting. Glass roof, as always. Glass roofs are actually very, very, it's standard on most of these Chinese cars. And oh, it just moves so nice. No squeaking, no rattling. It feels very premium. Very, 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 very cool. Let's see if I can move the seat to my position here. Again, I'm still 176. Pop out door handles. And wow, tons of space for me at 176 here. And the cabin just feels so premium. It's so kind of dark, neon light type of interior inside here. Feels great, and the door handles here are fantastic. And the speaker grill is plastic but feels metal, and hard plastics down here, but still fantastic material use. Here you have a lot of Alcantara. So this is the Zeekr 7X, and this one in some markets come with golden brick battery, so it charges insanely fast, like you have seen here on the Autospec Reviews channel already. In Norway it only comes with the CATL NMC 100 kilowatt hour battery, which doesn't charge as well, but I would say it's still a leading in charging technology with the CATL Quillin NMC battery that this one will come with. It's an all-wheel drive car. It will cost around 56,000 euros in Norway, 543 kilometers of VLTP range, which means with a 100 kilowatt hour battery that it seems like it will be an inefficient car actually, which sucks. But we have to see. Maybe they will be properly tested in the VLTP cycle. I don't know if they have done that yet. 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 3.8 seconds, insane. And 800 volt fast charging, 16 minutes from 10 to 80%, it says here. So in the rear seat here you have tons of space, and here you can see that this one is an upper segment car with better quality, because we have kind of like an Alcantara material. Even down here we have felt material inside the door pockets, LED accent lights everywhere, absolutely insane. And you can also see here that we have an automatic closing door. When you press the brake pedal, the door will close. Super cool. And we have pet mode and pet guarding, they call it. Everyone has a different name for pet mode. In the Zeekr 7X, it's pet guarding. Very interesting to see. I think all electric cars, or all cars in general with the battery, should have a type of pet mode available. So it's great to see that Zeekr has done it here. I couldn't find it in the other cars, the Zeekr 001, but apparently it is available in the Polestar 4, which is built on the same platform as that car. This is just absolutely luxury. It feels great inside here, lots of nice materials everywhere. Everything feels nice to the touch. Unfortunately, it's piano black here, which sucks. Aside from that, feels great. Heated, ventilated seats. You have like an extension for your legs here, which is very typical in Chinese cars. And it's a nice comfort feature for those that enjoy that. Again, software, snappy, large screen, great looking software here. Of course, we have to see how the route planning is, but does it really matter? It's charging so fast. You can just get off here in Norway at any stop, charge at an Alpitronic charger, and you will be on your way in 5 to 10 minutes with the charging of this car. Sound system, I haven't tested the sound system. Glass roof, again, great space in the rear. And yeah, this is a Model Y competitor. It's priced pretty aggressively low, 56,000 euros. So if you spec up a Model Y a little bit, you are on the price point here. And yeah, just everything feels amazing. It's very quiet inside here if I was able to close all the doors, but it's a public day today, so I'm here with everyone else. And again, automatic doors. Let's move on. Since we are at Zeekr, here is another Geely brand, and I'll choose the car with the less people, and that's the Polestar 2. This is the facelift version, quite popular early on in Norway, then the sales fell a little bit off. It's not an electric car platform, it's actually a hybrid platform. We can see that by looking at the gear tunnel here. Oh, it's music playing, that sucks. I need to turn off the music, and then we can get inside the Polestar 2. And a major gripe of the Polestar 2 is, of course, that for a lot of people there is not a lot of space inside here, and it feels a little bit crammed inside. And it's also not the best charging, and it's kind of aging technology for especially coming from China, where this car is built. This is a super nice touch with Swedish gold seat belts. I love this. I would choose a spec that has this, in my opinion. And of course, the Swedes know materials so well. This feels like kind of neoprene. It feels like I don't know, a wetsuit. If you have ever had a wetsuit when diving, it feels kind of like that. But it's a very cool material used regardless, and you can of course spec this up with leather, nappa leather and stuff like that. Great materials here, and then you of course have hard plastics down here, but this car is quite affordable in Norway. It's a little bit over the Model 3, but not too much. Piano black on the steering wheel is a terrible choice in my opinion, and here you have wood and an aging infotainment, I would say. Look at the bezels there. Super thick bezels. They need to update this car and remove this gear tunnel somehow. We can take a look at the back, because it's actually kind of like I think they call it a fastback. By the way, like all these Polestars have the charge port in the correct location. driver's rear, so perfect for supercharging. Also 400 volt cars, so yeah, it works very nicely. I need to find the trunk button, and you can see the entire trunk moves up here, so we can have a dog cage and stuff like that. This is a major advantage over the Model 3 that the Polestar has here. Sub-trunk, large, so they have been quite effective with this kind of hybrid platform, I would say. And it looks amazing. It looks absolutely fantastic, and that's one of the things with the Polestar. They just nailed the design on all of their cars. Here is the Polestar 3. Kyle has made a video on the Polestar 3 already, and yeah, it's a much larger car than the Polestar 2, of course. A lot more space in the trunk here. Let's see if we can get into the driver's seat here. Thank you. Parking brake warning, that's fine. Quite annoying, I would say. The Bowers & Wilkins sound system here is absolutely amazing. Oh, shut up. And here is the Swedish gold seatbelts again, which I think is great. And actually, this is soft plastic, which is nice. And Bowers & Wilkins have actual real metal grills down here. The sound system, I tried it yesterday. Absolutely amazing sound system in this car. And we need to leave because this is annoying. This is the Polestar 4, so Zeekr 001, same platform. This one is very weird, I would say. No rear window, so they have a rear camera instead. Let's see if I figure out where the trunk... There we go. There. And quite a lot of space, I would say. More than the Polestar 2, even though this is kind of like a coupe. But I would say that Polestar 2 has more space, height in the space, so they could... It's easier to fit a dog cage in the Polestar 2 than the Polestar 4, I would think, just from looking at it. Again, pop-out door handle, same as the Zeekr 001. And the interior here is just stunning as well. I think I prefer the Zeekr 001 kind of interior, but I also like light interiors, and this just feels absolutely fantastic. I'll just show you. I need to turn off the music inside the car first. There we go. And here we have an electric fault. Do not drive, service required. And this is kind of been an issue with the Polestar 4. It has had a ton of software issues so far. I hope everything is sorted out for the buyers of the Polestar 4. If you are a Polestar buyer, leave a comment down. Polestar 4 buyer, leave a comment down below. The interior here, actually I changed my mind. This interior is absolutely amazing, aside from the brushed steel look here. I don't like that, but the light interior here is stunning. I think I actually prefer this over the Zeekr 001. Same platform. Here we have, yeah, it's quite different from the Zeekr 001 actually, but this material is very Swedish. Let's move on. While we are in China, we have to check out NIO. NIO is the leader in battery swapping. Actually, it's the only automaker that really talks about battery swapping. This is the ET5 Touring, which is a station wagon, I would say. It actually looks quite similar to the Porsche Taycan Sport Turismo, but it's definitely much taller and probably more practical. Pop-out door handles. The NIO interior is... It feels like a blend between Tesla and like an Ioniq 6. Doesn't the Ioniq 6 have similar materials? It's at least soft touch everywhere here, but it's still hard plastic down here. So this is a step down in interior quality over the Polestars and the Zeekrs that we saw over there. Aside from that, it looks kind of nice, and we have Numi, which is the assistant here, and of course the car is The main function of this car is that it has battery swapping, and you could choose to battery swap if you want to. You don't need to, which is nice. These have okay charging depending on the battery you have inside the car. You can lease the battery. Let's see here, in the rear, quite a lot of space and a lot of headroom due to the glass roof. Let's move on. I'll just take a walk around the rear here. Oh, surprising amount of space. You can fit a dog cage here for sure. Nice. Let's move on to this one, and this one has an interesting story because this one was called the ES8 before, then they changed the name to the EL8 due to some issues with Audi, I think. So let's jump inside the car here and look at this interior. That's super interesting. Not my kind of style, but for some people this is very nice. This one kind of looks Zeekr-esque without being Zeekr. And this one has like soft touch down here, which means it's a step up in quality for the interior here. Yeah, very interesting interior, very nice. And wow, that's a weird drive selector. It was similar in the ET5 Touring there. And we have Numi here. Hello, Numi.
Yeah.
Speaks Norwegian. Wow.
Hei, hvordan kan jeg hjelpe deg I dag?
Wow, and speaks Norwegian. Nice. And this is, it has 3 rows and the rear seats here. Oh, Numi. And it feels like the Chinese really emphasize the luxury of the rear seat passengers. Oh, Numi is a little bit annoying at the moment. Yeah, so this is captain seats, and yeah, 6-seater. Very nice. Let's take a look at the trunk space in the EL8. So even with the 3 rows up, you still have actually space for 2 luggage things here. Let's move on. This is the Volvo stand. This is partly Chinese, kinda, because we have the Volvo EX30, which is also Geely, and I believe it's the same platform as the Zeekr X. Charge port in the correct location for superchargers. Nice. Not a lot of space in the rear here, especially when you you adjust. You don't assert the driver's seat to the correct position here. For me, would be in the rear there, and then we have no space here. For me at 176. Very crammed in the rear here, and it feels more crammed than the Zeekr X. The door handles are very interesting. I've driven this car many times, and it's actually quite fast. It has like, the all-wheel drive model has like 450 horsepower for absolutely no reason, but it's really fun car to drive. And in the rear we have more than enough space for a dog cage. They could probably sacrifice a little bit of trunk space here to get more rear seating space. Here is the Volvo EX90, and it's actually built in the US and China, I think. And this one is on the same platform as the Polestar 3. It feels a little bit larger. It feels nice. It of course has a different interior than the Polestar because they try to differentiate Polestar and the Volvo brands as much as possible when they share the platforms. And something cool about Volvos is that they invented the seatbelt, so they are very proud of that, showing the Volvo logo on the seatbelt holders. You have some kind of wood material here, which feels very nice. It's a very Volvo interior inside here. It feels great, the seats are amazing, and I've heard that this is the best sound system ever. Bowers & Wilkins in the Volvo EX90. Actually, doesn't feel that great down here. I don't know. It's a large SUV with 3 rows, of course. And here you have the captain seats. And I just love this, the materials Volvo use. Regardless if there is like the wool interior or this kind of interior or the Nappa leather interior, it just feels amazing in the Volvos. They just know their interior materials. Is this, where's the rear? All the way down there. Here you have even more space. So for example, we looked at the EL8. This one has way more space in the rear when you have the 3rd row up. You can even have a dog cage with a 3rd row, or just put down 1 seat. And yeah, sub-trunk as well. The benefit of an electric platform. This one does not share the platform with the XC90, which is very, very nice to see. Let's move over from China to Europe. And this one is the star of the show, because we have the Renault 5, which is fully electric. Before looking at the Renault 5, I want to look at the Renault 4 over here, which was unveiled just now here in Norway. This one is the same platform as the Renault 5, by the way. It's a little bit larger inside. Let's just show off the design here. Do you like the design? Isn't this cool? This and the Renault 5, at least the Renault 5, is built in the European Union. It's built in France, and 8% of the parts are within 300 kilometers of the factory. So it's a very local type of build. This one has a half automatic trunk. This one has a manual trunk, and I'll tell you why. It's because the Renault 5 starts at 22,000 euros in Norway. Insane price for an electric car with 311 kilometers of VLTP range. Also available in the large battery at 411 kilometers of range. So you can see the design details. Here you have a ton of space in the rear trunk. I'll show you the Renault 5 afterwards. Yeah, I don't know how this works. Here you have more space in the rear, and you can put down the driver's seat like that for even more space. The interior here is just absolutely fantastic. You have like a wool material here, and a Google infotainment, Google EV route planning, Google everything inside here. Let's get some lights here. And here you have just Stalk Bonanza. You have this one, which is the drive selector, and the drive selector does not have a park gear. Of course, that's a French car style to not have a park gear. It's always something weird with the French cars. And here you have volume and media controls. Here you have window washers and stuff like that. And here you have your high beams, and you have regen pedals, and it's just insane down here. So this is the exact opposite of the Teslas. The interior is just so cool. This is kind of like a wool material. This one is soft touch, kind of like a leather material, and it just feels amazing, especially considering that the price is so low. I don't know the exact price of the Renault 4 yet, but it should be not much more than the Renault 5, and we have to check out the Renault 5 now. So the Renault 5 starts at 22,000 euros in Norway. Very, very affordable. Very, very manual everything here, and it feels like a more affordable car, of course. Quite a lip here to get in. And here you have the subwoofer, charging cable. I think you can have a loading floor a little bit higher than this. Anyways, it's a small, fun hatchback. Let's move into the driver's seat here. Tuck. Very, very cool materials there. Again, look at this. Of course, this one is spec'd a little bit up, so it's not 22,000 euros, but it's not far off. And yeah, the material here is kind of like a wool material. It feels premium and nice. It's recycled something in the interior here, and you can see the 5 logos and everywhere. And look at the roof. Look at the roof here. Super, super cool. It's of course based on the old Renault 5, which came out very long ago. I think this one looks amazing. I think this one will sell quite well in Norway, even though it's front-wheel drive, because of the price. And I really like that Renault made this like a unique design, like you can see here. And this one is a charging indicator. Absolutely amazing. I think this is my favorite car of the whole auto show here. Just so cool. Here it is in green, kind of like a metallic green. Super cool. Stalk Bonanza still. Rear headlights here for you guys. Cool, super cool. Do you like the design? 22,000 euros in Norway. Keep in mind that Norway often have a little bit more cheap EV prices than the rest of Europe due to not having value-added tax. Oh, yeah, and it has vehicle to load. The small battery has 80 kilowatt charging. It's 40 kilowatt hours, and the large battery is 52 kilowatt hours with 100 kilowatts of charging. We have to check the charging curve and everything. But for the price, I think it looks great. For example, I have an BMW i3, and it was double the starting price of this car, and it has like 50 kilowatt charging, half the range. So this one is a major step up, of course, to be expected over the years. The rear room is not that great, and the seats are manually adjusted. What else is there to say about the Renault 5? Nothing? Okay, let's move over to the Mazda. This one is the Mazda 6e, and it's quite interesting because you have a long-range battery, which is NMC chemistry, which has less horsepower than the standard range version. The standard range version has an LFP battery, which charges at 170 kilowatts, and the long range has a battery that charges at 95 kilowatts. So yeah, but the design is super cool. This one is apparently based on an old Chinese platform, which means that probably the software might be quite lacking. The charging is quite lacking, and seems like it's only rear-wheel drive available. But the styling is on point. Don't you think that the styling is on point for this one? And also the interior. Like you can see here, looks very nice. Unnskyld, kan jeg hoppe over og filme litt inni? Raskt? Ja.
Ikke sette seg inn.
Ikke sette seg inn? Nei, det er greit. So here you have the interior. You can see like a brown Alcantara everywhere here. A little bit more soft touch plastics down here, and yeah, here you can see again the interior. I'm not allowed to sit in the car, but I'll film everything for you. What do you think about the interior? Alcantara. The seats look super nice actually. Super cool, and great contrast with the Mazda red here, of course. Tusen takk. Let's move over to the Dongfeng Nami box. This one is a more affordable car. It's 200,000 Norwegian kroners, which is about 17,000 euros. This one is a small, cheap electric car from China. It actually has surprisingly good software, it seems, but it doesn't have a route planner. It's made to just connect your phone, and everything here again is manual. So this is the Dongfeng Nami box. Pop out door handles, and yeah, it's on Continental Biking Contact proper winter tires as well. that's hilarious. Charge port there, Do we have any specifications other than that? Yeah, 17,000 euros. I'll just take a look at the door panel here, and this feels actually pretty great. Let's jump in here. This is the interior of the 17,000 euro car. Interesting. Hard plastics up here, but everything else just feels amazing. And here is the software. So you can see the software is quite snappy and nice. Let's move on from the Dongfeng Nami box. What else do we have here? We have some Can-Am stuff here. Let's take a look at the Kia EV9. This one is built with a Yakima roof rack. I think this looks absolutely stunning and amazing. Vehicle to load, powering, hopefully not these ones, but some party lights in the rear here. And here you can see a trailer with camping inside here. Isn't this cool? And a kitchen in the rear. Everything connected to this murdered out Kia EV9 GT line, I think, and it has green license plates, which in Norway means that there is no rear seats. Here there is some electric vehicle components. That's a bit concerning. I think this looks absolutely amazing. Stunning. Here is the Tesla Cybertruck, quite popular on the eCarExpo here. I would say that Autospec already has a ton of content on the Cybertruck, so I don't need to show that off. They need to clean off the fingerprints all the time here. Here is the new Model Y. Quite a nice package, I would say. A little bit boring, in my opinion, but you can't really beat the price and package of the Model Y, and the new one looks like it will be absolutely amazing, and we have to test drive it, of course. Here is the Model 3 Performance. This is one of my favorite cars. I absolutely love the Model 3 Performance, and just take a quick look inside with the white interior here. So done, finished. Enough Tesla content, of course. Here is the Kia EV3. It's a fast charging, very affordable electric car from Kia. Not as fast charging as the other Kias, I believe, but it looks kinda great, I would say. The styling, what do you think? The one major miss on this car is software. It sucks. It has the newest Kia software. It still sucks. I tried the route planner yesterday. Anyways, skis on the roof, of course. And yeah, looks great. Let's move on. We have Lucid here. They do not sell well in Europe yet. I think they need the gravity over here to actually sell cars in Europe. But this one is the Pure. It has insane range. I have driven this one. It was in the I-90 Surge. It's just an amazing engineering marvel from in some perspectives, and then it's a little bit lacking in some perspectives, but I think it looks kind of good. I think the murdered out, or the one with the black accents over here, looks better. 700 horsepower in a tiny package like this one. Absolutely insane engineering. I think this one looks quite good. This is the Air Grand Touring. Looks great. And available in Europe. Many people don't know. They are available in Europe. They just don't sell that well in Europe yet. Here is Porsche. We have the Taycan 4S, I believe. Cross Turismo. And we have the Macan here as well, which is Porsche's newest offering in the electric car world. I've seen quite a lot of these on Norwegian roads, actually. I think there has been a lot of content on the Porsche Macan already here at Autospec. So, tow hook, of course. Lots of rear space here in the trunk, but it's still a more crossover style of car, not a full-size SUV. I think that was it for the eCarExpo 2025. What was your favorite vehicle? Leave it in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching and see you in another video very, very soon.